Hi there, this is Sujata Martin. I'm a pelvic floor occupational therapist and certified birth doula, and today I'm going to give you some ideas on how to use a birth ball or an exercise ball to find some movement, some opening in your pelvis during labor while you are at your hospital, birthing center, home, wherever you plan to have your baby. So we're going to learn how to use the trusty exercise ball or birth ball to move and open our pelvis to help labor progress easier and help baby move downwards, and also to get some pain relief. So first of all, if you're birthing in the US, most hospitals will have these on their unit. If they do not, that's something you can call ahead and check if they do or not. Some people, especially if they're working with doulas will sometimes bring their balls if you request them, and a lot of moms have these at home for pregnancy exercise, and you can just bring them if you think the hospital is not going to have it. A good idea is to have it in the back of your car, and if you find out that all the balls are being used or they have nothing available on the unit, then your partner, your husband, just runs back to the car, grabs the ball, and you're good to go. Right? So let's start off with the very big misconception a lot of people have when using these balls. They think that because it's a ball, I'm going to bounce on it and that somehow is going to help baby come down. Yes, it may help baby come down, but it's honestly not great for your pelvic floor, and it's not great for your pain unless it actually works for you. Because if your body is telling me, yes, I want to bounce, then go ahead and bounce. But don't think that bouncing is gonna somehow magically help baby come down, because you're keeping your pelvis static in the sense that it's not opening up wider, you're just going up and down, up and down. So it may not do a whole lot of harm. It may do some because of the impact on the pelvic floor, but it may not do a whole deal of good. To help manage pain, what we want to do is get a nice wide stance with your knees and sway side to side. Now, you can do this sitting without any support. You may lean on your hospital bed and do that. This is actually a super great way to get some relief from back pressure and open up your pelvis in early labor. I'm going to pull in a chair to pretend it's a hospital bed. Now, most hospital beds go up or down. If you're at home or a birthing center, they probably have a surface you can lean on, usually a bed. So I'm just going to pull this chair and pretend it's my hospital bed raised up. Now, it doesn't have to be this high. This is just what I had on hand. So you would have the chair. Actually going to move it a tiny bit, and you would lean just like so, hold it for support, and lean forward and back, forward and back. You can do that. You can take that support and go side to side. In between contractions, you can just relax. Keep that nice wide stance in your hips to keep your pelvis open wide. Now, this is early labor, so we want our the pelvic inlet. Now, our pelvis is shaped kind of like this for women. The top is the inlet where baby starts engaging to come down, and the bottom is the outlet. So as labor progresses, we want to change the movements of our pelvis to accommodate baby. So early labor, you want your hips nice and open, knees nice and wide, and it's gonna help from this position to open it up a tiny bit. So you lean on, you rock side to side, you go forward, back, and you can just relax for pain relief. Okay, so those are nice symmetrical movements you can do with symmetrical hips to help in early labor. Now, in mid-labor, where you have been laboring for a while, baby is descending, what helps now is some more asymmetrical movements. What that means is one hip is in a different position or in a different plane than the other hip. So I'm going to sit on my ball. I'm going to have a pretend belly here, one knee is here. I'm going to bring the other knee out to the side, and I'm going to rock into this hip. So rock sideways this time, right? I'm going to rock sideways. So instead of like a side to side or front back movement where each hip is symmetrical in with respect to the other, this time I'm going to take a more asymmetrical movement. And a very common question I get is, okay, which direction do I go in my asymmetrical movement? your baby will tell you. This really depends on which way your baby is rotated. If the occiput or the back of your baby's head is towards your right hip or towards your left hip, your body will tell you what feels comfortable. And if you're not sure, try both. And I'm sure that one asymmetrical movement, so into this hip, will feel better than into the other hip. So pick what works for you and go with that. Okay. And for late labor or for pushing, now this becomes a tiny bit tricky, because for pushing, ideally you want the hips, the pelvic outlet open, so kind of like this. Well, it's not going to be really that way, but opening up a tiny bit more. So how we do that is, a great position is to relax on your ball and be on your hands and knees. So I'm on my hands and knees on the ball. My front body is nice and relaxed. Now for this, for actual pushing, where we want the outlet to be wider open than the inlet, you can bring your ankles out wider than your knees, so that and then you can do the same thing, rock between contractions. You can do some side to side, or you can just stay here if this feels good and just do a little up and down. Relax your head, it's calming, and push in this position. So that's how you would use a birth ball or an exercise ball or a therapy ball, whatever you want to call it, during labor. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, please reach out. I'd be happy to help. Bye-bye.